number 3, pros and cons of communication technology in the workplace. So we've looked at some tips for enhancing our personal communication skills and also about how to apply that learning specifically to communicating in meetings. I would like to shift the focus now from our personal communication to using technologies. In this lecture, we will look at the use of organisational communication technologies. We often hear that emerging communication technologies are not only changing how small groups in an organisation interact, but are also speeding up decision-making amongst these small groups in an organisation. Technologies like the internet are easy to deploy and are said to speed up communication within an organisation. In organisational contexts, we typically expect communication technologies to heighten productivity and efficiency, to improve flows of communication, to promote flexibility and responsiveness, and to enable administrative and geographic decentralisation. Clearly, communication technologies have brought about many important changes in the workplace. Computer technologies have made it simpler to produce, multiply, distribute, and store written documents, to exchange messages over long distances, and to work together and execute meetings relatively independent of time and space. Organisations of all types now rely on electronic databases, electronic collaboration, and virtual meetings. The digital age has changed the content and meaning of those tasks in a number of significant ways. Technologies, however, may have less desirable consequences as well. Some warn that communication technologies result in increased management surveillance and control, more standardised work and forms of communication, centralised power, work intensification and stress, loss of branch autonomy, disrupted group processes and decision-making, increased worker alienation, and loss of jobs. It is much harder to keep information secret in our contemporary technological environment. Communication technologies tend to share a number of important features. Most prominently, these technologies are designed to enhance the speed of communication, to facilitate immediate access to information, and to enable complex information exchanges across different geographical locations. Communication technologies, it seems, have almost completely eliminated the influence of space. Synchronous and asynchronous technologies are two distinctions and can be a useful way to think about specific features of communication technology, that is, how they can be categorised in terms of time. There is an important distinction between synchronous and asynchronous communication. Any tool that is real-time is considered synchronous. Asynchronous technologies can allow communication in the person's own time, as the communication between both parties is not instantaneous. Although we often prefer synchronous communication because it allows to get immediate feedback, it confines communication to periods when both parties of the communication process are present or available. Asynchronous technologies make it possible for communication to proceed interactively outside of real time without disruption of the routines of either the sender or the receiver, for example, through email. With their potential for communication and information exchange, asynchronous technologies hold considerable promise for a smoother functioning work life. There have also been advances in synchronous technologies, creating more opportunities for real-time interactions. Mobile phones have rapidly spread to parts of the world that have had little access to the technology previously. Synchronous technologies include voice-over internet methods, which include things that we know commonly such as Skype or video conferencing and chat rooms. Monitoring is a big benefit of communication technologies. Communication technologies allow for monitoring, which can include monitoring of staff or customers. Staff monitoring can be done through digital technologies, allowing you to leave a trace of everything you do online, the websites you visit, the emails you send, the files you download, all recorded on a server. Customer monitoring or customer relationship management, CRM systems, are very popular. These, among other things, monitor customer purchases, process the data, and use this data for targeted marketing. Interactivity is another key benefit of communication technologies. Contemporary technologies also significantly change how communication flows. Contemporary communication technologies make it possible for individuals not only to interact with each other, but also to specify their information requirements. That's why people refer to the internet as a pull medium, where individuals are able to pick and choose information and content that they want. TV, by contrast, is considered a push medium, which insists that viewers sit through 9 minutes of advertising per 30 minutes of programming. Now, of course, technologies like iView allow users to view material whenever it is convenient, fast forwarding through commercials, and providing some pull characteristics. Likewise, the internet has acquired some push characteristics, like email spam. New communication technologies have had some impacts on skills in the workplace. Information and communication technologies, or ICTs, impact people in the workplace by changing the mix of skills required to do work. Specifically, ICTs may have the effects of skill substitution, complementarity, and debilitation, and they may affect skill demand. Many technologies substitute for worker skill. For example, some expert systems substitute for knowledgeable experts by enabling unskilled or low-skilled computer operators to do the work of highly skilled workers. For example, call centre staff with very little technical knowledge may follow a script embedded in software that is designed to enable them to solve customer problems, thus substituting for more technically skilled workers. ICTs may also complement worker skills, such as when an expert system becomes a system for experts. In this case, skilled workers both draw on and add to the information embedded in the system. For example, an aerial vigor image taken using NDVI sensors on a drone helps an agronomist make a diagnosis. The technology enhances the agronomist's expertise. ICTs may increase the demand for some skills, such as computer, as well as the need for expert thinking and complex communication. ICTs have enabled productivity increases in manufacturing and in some aspects of the service sector. On the other hand, they've led to productivity decreases in some sectors where they attempt to substitute for skilled professionals. ICTs seem to be able to function well in substituting for people when the tasks involve rule-based information processing. For example, if you encounter X, then do Y. But not when the task involves expert thinking, for example, a diagnosis or a complex communication like some kinds of sales. In summary, modern ICT products are now readily available to most people. They range from iPods, mobile phones, personal organisers and digital TVs, through to satellite communication technology, personal computers, and of course the web. As information and communication technology has become more sophisticated, it has also become more economical and accessible. The specialised skills required to use technology are no longer confined to computing experts. Off-the-shelf products provide non-experts with the opportunity to take advantage of ICTs to create new knowledge and information networks. The way we communicate and seek knowledge has been transformed. People are instantly accessible through common forms of communication, such as mobile phones and email. The web enables public access to vast amounts of information and the transfer of knowledge to an extent and a rate previously not envisaged. The capacity to benefit from this new technology not only involves having access to the technology, but also having the skills and capacity to effectively use that technology. Training and support is an important aspect when investing in modern ICT.